A lot of people that I work with practice or get involved in sports, and that could be anything from just running or tennis, football, rugby, gymnastics even. People that are either professional or just regular sports people. A lot of parts of the body get really tight no matter what kind of sports you do. So that's mainly the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes and the lower back. So some of the stretches that I'm going to show you today are to help undo the damage or the tension that's caused from any kind of exercise really. It's very important that if you are hypermobile, have any injuries or any issues at all, or if any of these feel beyond uncomfortable for you, that you bring this video to your doctor or your osteopath, your physio, your sports therapist, and make sure it's okay for you to do them. But if you're okay, so I'll just show you some of the stretches. The first one is for the calf muscle. So you're bringing your right leg forward, left leg back, and both feet are facing the same direction. And then putting your hands on your right thigh, you lean forward, bending your right knee. If you have a wall, you can rest your arms on the wall. And then depending on what part of your calf muscle is tight, you might find if you move your heel out or in that you get a better stretch. So whichever way it is, it gives you a better stretch. And it's always good to stay in every stretch for about a minute if you can. Really pushing into it. And sometimes you might feel like it loosens a bit and you want to change your angle. So moving around to just what feels like a comfortable stretch. And then taking a couple of deep breaths there. For some people it's breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, or breathing in and out through the nose, whatever works. And then we're going to do the other side. So bringing the left leg forward, right leg back, bending the left knee, pushing your hips forward. The more you push your hips forward, the more of a stretch you tend to get. And again, you might need to take your heel out or in. Your feet are both facing the same direction. And again, just slowly breathing. If you find you're not getting enough of a stretch, again, you can do it at the wall, so you can really push forward into the wall. This way you're kind of strengthening your hamstrings at the same time. Not your hamstrings, your quadriceps at the same time. And then just another few breaths. So then the next posture that we'll do is called the downward dog, and it gets your calves and starts to go up into the hamstrings a little bit as well. So kneeling down on the mat, and then your hands are shoulder width apart, fingers spread, middle finger points to the front, bringing your hands up along the mat, pushing back, and then starting to bring your heels towards the ground. Doesn't matter if your heels are up or down. Your legs are about hip width apart. Relax your neck and shoulders. Some people, if you feel you've got a lot of tension there, you might want to bend one knee and straighten the other leg, if that helps to ease you into it. And then when you're comfortable enough to just stretch back, do. If you feel like you're arching your back a bit, you can pull in your stomach muscles. Just a few more deep breaths. And then walking your feet in. So the next one, for the hamstrings and the calves, depending on what's tight, having your feet hip width apart, not having your toes pointing out or in, so have your feet parallel. And then it helps to inhale, bring your arms up, because it helps you to keep your spine straight. So you're not rounding your back, you're keeping your spine straight. And then you lean forward, coming down towards the ground. And maybe just checking that you're balanced over your toes as well as your heels, that you're not kind of leaning back, that you're going forward a bit.
moving around to whatever is a better stretch. Some people like to hold the back of their ankles and pull themselves forward. Some people like to clench the quadriceps and pull the knees up. Sometimes if you move side to side, it can help you loosen out this area in the lower back. And of course, if you do have hyperextension in your knees, then you bend them slightly. And then when you're coming up, you can bend your knees, slowly coming up to standing. So that gets the back of your legs, and then you want to get your glutes. There's two main stretches for the glutes. So the first one, I'll show you both and you decide which one you'd prefer to do. The first one is to lie on your back. Bring your left foot on top of your right thigh. Grab a hold of your right leg and pull your leg towards you. Some people like to straighten it up or just keep it bent, whatever gets you a stretch in your glutes. The other way, you can either stay that way or kneeling on the mat, sitting to the left side of your feet, take your right leg over and then lean forward, dropping your hip down or pulling your knee towards you. Moving around into a deep stretch. Take a few slow breaths here. And then we'll do the other side. So if you're lying on your back, you put your right foot onto your left thigh, hold your left leg and pull your leg towards you. If you're not doing it that way, and different people will prefer different ways depending on their hips, their knees, their ankles. If you've got a tight area, you'll find one of the stretches easier than the other. The other one is to sit to the right side of your feet, take the top leg over, drop your hips down, so try and get your hips onto the ground, and then lean forward or lean to the side or pull your knee towards you. Whichever way helps you get a deeper stretch. So from here, now that we've loosened the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, we can do a little bit in the lower back. We might need a belt for that. So you're going to sit with your legs outstretched. If you find that your back is really rounded and it's really uncomfortable, you can sit on any block really. And then kind of lean forward off the block a little bit, so tilt your pelvis forward so that your spine is straight. If you don't need a block, then you won't use one. Bending your left foot into your right thigh, pull the little bones, the bottom of your pelvis back, pulling your right hip back, leaning over the right leg. Bringing your arms up helps you keep your lower back straight, and then stretch forward and down towards your feet. If you can't reach your feet, you can use a belt and put the belt around the base of the toes and use that to pull forward. Try and even out the back and relax the shoulders. And we'll take a few breaths here. So this stretches the lower back, but you're going to try and get a side stretch on the left side. So you're going to turn to look under your left shoulder to try and loosen out the side because it gets tight as well. If you can hold your foot, you bring your right hand inside your foot, left hand outside, twist around to the left, or you can do it with your belt as well. You can do it like that with your belt. Now you might find if you lean a little bit to your right or a little bit to your left, like gently, not hurting yourself, that you might get more of a stretch. So do that, whatever helps you really stretch the side. We'll take a few breaths there. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Straightening the left leg, bending the right. If your knee is in the air, I should have said this in the last one, you can put a block to put under your leg. It makes it more comfortable on your hip if you need to. Pulling the left bottom of your pelvis back, leaning your body over your left leg. Breathing in, bringing your arm up, straightening your back. Breathing out, come forward and down towards your foot. Lengthening the lower back, even out the shoulders. Or if you need to use a belt, you can put a belt around the base of your toes. Lengthen your lower back, relax your shoulders and your neck and come forward. And then we'll take a few breaths there. And then turning to look towards your right knee, to look under your right shoulder. Again, if you don't need the belt, your right hand comes outside your foot, left hand inside. If you do need the belt, that's fine. Again, if you lean a little bit to one side or the other, you might get more of a stretch along the right side. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then both legs together, stretching both legs in front. Pull your sit bones back. Bringing your arms up in the air so that your spine is straight as you come forward and down towards your feet. Or again, you can use your belt. Lengthen the lower back, even out the shoulders, relax your neck. Breathing into the stretch. As you slowly breathe out, you try and relax wherever you feel the tension. Try and sink into the stretch. So the last one I find really helpful if I've been running or dancing. It's a great stretch for your knees. However, a lot of people have injuries in their knees, so if you have any injuries in your knees, then maybe don't do it, or be very careful about how you do it, or talk to your therapist, your sports therapist, or whatever about doing it. You can use blocks for it. Basically, you're going to sit with your legs maybe about hip width apart, your feet out to the sides, but you can put lots of blocks underneath to help you sit. So if you feel like you get a big stretch in your quadriceps and your knees here, then that's fine. If you don't feel like you get any stretch, and you can be raised higher, if you don't feel like you get any stretch, you can go down a block or down another block. And then some people find that they're quite loose in this area and they really want a deep stretch. If you bring your knees closer together, you get a different stretch than when your knees are hip width apart, so whichever feels better for you. And then of course you can, if you want, lie back. If you do lie back, you push your tailbone down so it's not overarching your back, and then try and relax your shoulders. And of course you can lie back on a bolster as well if you need to. And then the last thing, after you've done some exercise, if you find there's an area that you're still a little bit tight in, there's things like foam rollers, tennis balls, some people use slitters, golf balls. You can put a golf ball down and you can roll onto the golf ball or the tennis ball into whatever area is tight. You can do it in your hips like I'm doing now. Most important thing about this is to only do it on muscle. You don't press into bone and you don't press onto your vertebrae. You can come down and put it under your shoulder if you're feeling like there's a bit of tension in your shoulder. You can do it standing up with your back against the wall, or you can do it lying down if you have a little tight spot behind your shoulder blades. So, thank you. That is the post-exercise stretching regime that I usually do and that I recommend to other people.